Now, this was challenged by the end of the 90s when Yevgeny Primakov became prime minister in 1998, and he put forward an idea of multilateralism instead of a unipolar order, including an alliance which he talked about of Russia, India, and China. Now, this corresponded to LaRouche's idea, and it was clear that there were also people in the West who rejected this new order that was being put in place by London and Wall Street. There was recently declassified a memo from E. Wayne Merry, a U.S. embassy official, in which he criticized the neoliberal policy and said this will kill the move toward democracy in Russia. That document was classified up until last year. There were also warnings against the eastward expansion of NATO, coming significantly from the U.S. ambassador to Russia, William Burns, who in 2008 wrote a memo warning that this would have, especially talking about Ukraine, that this would seriously deteriorate relations between East and West. So there were warnings coming from Americans to match what LaRouche was saying. And what LaRouche kept saying is the potential is here now for generations of peace based on cooperation for mutual benefit. Instead of a war economy to suppress Russia, the U.S. should be working with Russian industry, with Russian political leadership, for a full-scale economic development of the former Soviet bloc. That was LaRouche's proposal. And instead, we had the emergence of the European Union, the suppression of sovereignty, the attacks on Russia, which ultimately included the moves toward what we now have as a war in Ukraine, the Maidan coup in 2014, the expansion of NATO eastward, and so on.